All right, y'all. NFL news is still popping off, and I just want to go ahead and apologize because listen, this show is supposed to be all about speculation, and we didn't even discuss the possibility of Stefon Diggs being traded from the Buffalo Bills. And to be honest with you, the writing was kind of on the wall now that these reports are coming out, now that everything's all said and done. But before, let me just stop myself, all right? Because you already know what it is, man. This is that one NFL show, total speculation on that one NFL channel. I'm that one NFL guy, and you already know we got my pal Knipe, our very own McLovin. One word, no spaces, and man, we got to dive into this trade tonight because Stefon Diggs traded from the Buffalo Bills to the Houston Texans for a second-round pick, a 2025 second-round pick, and the Bills even gave them a 2024 fifth and a 2025 fifth and a 2024 sixth to go with Stefon Diggs. They just wanted to get rid of this man, and they took a huge dead cap hit. And the Bills have really just been dropping people left and right, man. But this is kind of a big one. Obviously, they traded a first-round pick to get Stefon, give him a huge deal. He's made an all-pro for them, Pro Bowler year after year. And then, you know, he started off this year, he was hot. He was going hard. And then towards the end of the year, once they switched coordinators to Joe Brady, the run game picks up, the pass game slows down, and he really just didn't do as much the second half of last year. But a lot of reports came out after this trade. Like, obviously, the Bills are huge candidates to trade up and get a receiver now. Bean has traded up multiple years as a GM to get the guy that he wants, including with the Jaguars last year to trade up just to get Dalton Kincaid. But there was also a story that came out about the first game of the season after Josh Allen struggled against the Jets. And apparently, like, Josh Allen snapped at him, was like, it's one fucking game. I don't know what's up with all that, but all I know is that this is bad news for the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? Really pisses me off. And it's not even that I think Stefon Diggs – I think Stefon Diggs is still a really good player. But it's just, man, it's just the mentality that the Texans are coming at this year with. They're just so all in. It is freaking annoying. But actually, let's just stay with the Bills for a second. Let's just stay with the Bills, all right? Because listen, you look. Oh, I meant to. Let me try to pull it up. Actually, I'll just share my screen. You look at who the Bills have at wide receiver right now, and it is just not good. Okay, this is their starting receiving core right now. Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Hamler, and then Mac Hollins. All right. And obviously that's going to be their number one priority in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted 2, even 3 receivers this year in the draft, which would be pretty nuts. But obviously they are at a deficit there. They got some good tight ends with Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. But I tell you what, man, this is shaping up for a great fantasy year for James Cook. All right. And you know what's funny is another report that came out when this happened is that basically the second half of the year, once Brady took over, Joe Brady as offensive coordinator, they intentionally, this is what Devin McCourty said, they intentionally were going away from Stefon Diggs just to show him like, hey, pal, we can win without just dumping you the ball every freaking play. So let me get your thoughts on the Bills and them trading away Diggs before we move to the Texans side of the trade.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty huge move, man. Like that's like that's changing the future there, you know, because like now it's different. None of us, no one. I didn't really hear anybody else talking about it either. So don't beat yourself up too much, man. I think none of us were really. I mean, even though it was on the wall, yes. You know, it's not like it was for sure going to happen. Like, it wasn't like a for sure thing that was reported, but
I would counter you at that point. Let me stop you right there because I'm glad you brought that up because you think that, right? But there was a couple of people that were definitely talking about this.
Really?
2 of them that I can think of right off the top is Kay Adams and Nate Burleson, and they kept the fucking receipts, bro, because there was like comments when they suggested this and their Twitter videos and stuff. And one of them was, but basically both of them were around the dead cap hit that the Bills would take to get rid of Diggs, which is basically like 30 mil, I believe, this year. And they're like, they're not taking the dead cap hit just to get rid of Diggs. And they both retweeted it and was like, oh, really? So they kept those receipts and they were locked and loaded, ready to go. But no, I mean, I kind of would have thought the same as those guys that said that. The dead cap hit would be massive, and I didn't think that the Bills would be willing to do it. But they've been dropping people left and right, the Bills have. Or they're asking you to take a pay cut like Von Miller. So,
no. Freaking yeah, the Bills, man. Like, I mean, I'm sure that fan base is probably a little heartbroken right now, but I'm just curious to see how they go about replacing him because obviously, dude, they're not rolling into the year. Like, I don't care what they're trying to prove a point with, you know what I mean, by going away from Diggs, but like, you need an alpha dog. Like every team needs an alpha. Like that's a necessity in the NFL. Like, come on, like someone's got to step up and be the dude or the man. Like in those clutch moments, you know what I mean? Like just someone you can depend on. Who's got sticky hands and like the Devontae Adams type, you know what I mean? Like that. You need a dependable dude. So I'm curious to see what their plan is to replace him. I mean, are they going to go crazy and go for like Malik Neighbors, like after like, you know what I mean? After,
I mean, I don't think they have the capital to get up there. I mean, that's a crazy jump.
I mean, I'm curious to see where he kind of ends up. Because I mean, I know people are talking that he can go over Marvin Harrison.
He's going top 10. He's going top 10.
Yeah, but see, I think they could get into it. I think they can get to like 8, 9, or 10. Why not?
That's a far jump, man. I mean, you could probably do it, but you're talking 2, 3 first rounders, 2, 3 second rounders. I think so.
You know what you're doing?
I mean, you're talking 20 something jumps, man. Okay, it is not easy to get that high.
For that.
I'm sorry, you broke out.
No one's doing 3 first rounders for that, dog.
I'm just telling you, there's no way they're getting that. Let me look up what pick they are. I know that they are a far pick. They are like mid to late 20s. And it's not cheap to make a jump like that. Mid to late 20s into the top 10 for the first round. I mean, if the Jaguars want to go from 17 to like 9, their like projected cost is like a second and a third round pick. And that's only like 8 spots. But it's hard to move up that far. They're 28. So, I mean, 20 spots, like you better be prepared to give up at least your next 2 drafts if you're going to go up that 5. But honestly, I think it's worth it. Like, because you're right. They desperately will need an alpha right now. But I will say, I think that the outlook for James Cook isn't that bad. But I would ask you though, before we move to the Texans side, does this mean the way that their moves, the Bills have lost people? I mean, they lost both of their safeties this offseason. Mm-hmm. Von Miller obviously takes a huge pay cut. Leonard Floyd leaves. Like people are just leaving right now. They are dealing with the consequences of the salary cap when you start to kind of just backload everything. So is the Bills Super Bowl window closed tonight?
I think that only closes when the quarterback like kind of dies off or loses his step. You know what I mean? But like as long as Josh Allen plays like Josh Allen, to me, like your quarterback can always carry you, dude. Like I've seen it too. Like I've seen it happen to me. Like the good quarterbacks win championships. Like that's obvious. You know what I mean? Like the great ones win multiple. You know. So I mean, as long as Josh Allen is being himself, I'm not going to count the Bills out. I'm not going to be that dumb and be like, oh, the Bills suck now. Like they're not even like. I still think of them like in the at least realm of the division winners, you know what I mean? And then like they could potentially. I mean, I know they got the monkey on their back, similar to us, you know, with like certain games and certain opponents. But it's like, I mean, they have the talent. Like you have Josh Allen, dog. Like dude, if I had Josh Allen, I wouldn't be tripping. If it was like, you know what I mean? If the Niners had Josh Allen and then we're like you flipped the situation, like I would be okay knowing that I had Josh Allen on my team. So yeah, keep your head up, Buffalo. I think you guys will be all right.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't think it's closed, but I will say I think the division is now wide open. Like I wouldn't even necessarily say that the Bills are the favorites to win the division, especially after I look at what the Jets have done this offseason. They've rebuilt the entire offensive line. They've added another receiver to go across from Garrett Wilson. And they obviously still have a top 10 draft pick. So and Miami is still got an explosive offense, even though they are also losing players. But yeah, I agree with you though. The window with Josh Allen is going to stay open, but the Texans, they're kind of on the opposite side of this spectrum because their window is like just emerging. And Nick Caserio, man, I mean, he seriously is going all in with this move in my eyes. I mean, they've made other additions, obviously. Getting Danielle Hunter, that's huge for them. They've made a couple of other defensive additions, but the Stefon Diggs right there, and not only that they trade for Stefon Diggs, give up the draft picks. They also give him a raise, $3.5 million, and they cut out the last voidable years so that he can go ahead and just hit free agency after this season, which kind of makes it so that Stefon Diggs has the most incentive to perform. But the Texans immediately had the best trio of wide receivers in the NFL with Stefon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell. And that is just so freaking upsetting, man. It really is, as a Jaguars fan. Jags are in trouble, man. I mean, honestly, the Texans are striking for the Chiefs right now. And if it's like, I just pray that this CJ Stroud just has like the most down sophomore season. Like, I really need this man to come down to earth because I'm scared. Okay. I really am. And it's not that I think like Stefon Diggs, he's on the other side of 30. Okay. He was on the decline last year, which maybe it was because of the game plan. Maybe it was because he's getting older, whatever the reason is. I think he's in the perfect situation to succeed no matter what. And I know he's been a locker room cancer, but I'll tell you right now, for next year, he won't be. For next year, he's going to be on his best behavior because he's not stupid. He hears people talking about him. He hears people talking about how he's a crybaby if he doesn't get the ball and how he can't be a team player. So he's going to be on his best behavior for at least next year, which is he's only technically on a one-year deal with the Texans. So that's all they technically need him to be on his best behavior right now. But I'll tell you right now, I am nervous. And they actually got Mike Dempsey and Tony Smith of Jaguars today talking about like the history of the Texans QB position. And listen, Stroud is scary, but what's funny though is like he's almost already the best Houston Texan quarterback ever. We're just gonna take a quick glance at the quarterbacks that the Texans have had to deal with. Obviously, they have a short history in the NFL so far, but listen, they start out with David Carr, okay, mid at best. Schaub, also mid at best. Fitzpatrick, who obviously a journeyman. Hoyer, journeyman. Brock Osweiler, just complete mistake. Okay.
Baller.
And then, like, I mean, honestly, just being as neutral as I can. I look at this list. To me, Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback they've had so far. CJ Stroud will clearly pass him, but you look at the 3 years that Deshaun Watson gave him, it's better than all of these guys. Literally all of them. So I just thought that was interesting. I didn't really know how bad the Texans quarterback had been just throughout their entire history. But if you're a Texans fan, you're feeling real good right now, let me tell you. If you got anything to add about the Texans and their position in the AFC right now?
Not at all, dude. I just love watching your fear come into you and you just accept
I'm
it.
squirming, man. I mean, I'm squirming. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm like, shit. You like tilt your hat down a little bit when you get these updates. You're like, oh. No, it's nerve-wracking, but I mean, they could have it could have been worse, okay? Because another guy that I feel like I've talked about on here before that I feel like should be a trade candidate, but like just hasn't been is Devontae Adams, and that would be worse, but it's not good. I mean, just point blank period. It's not good. All right, we've been hammering that trade because there's so much to it. All right. I'm sorry. I know that was like 14 minutes straight of just that one trade talk. But man, that was a big one. That was a big one, guys. I mean, what do you want me to say? All right. Another big storyline that's been in the news today. We're not going to discuss this too much, but it's just worth mentioning. Rashee Rice, okay, got in a pretty big accident. All right. It was like turned into a 6-car accident caused by 2 different drivers. It was him and somebody else. But they just end up getting out of this car, like caught on video, just leaving the accident scene, and they just dip out. Okay. Now he's going to be fine. All right. The lawyers are going to deal with it. He's got money. He's not going to spend a day in jail. But it's worth mentioning that there was weed found in the car, which I find really interesting because you were already leaving. So I don't know why you wouldn't take it with you. But I guess they're in Texas, right? And it says that they have a state felony amount of weed in Texas. How much weed do you think was in the car?
How much weed do I think was in the car?
Yeah, state felony. How much do you think was in there in Texas?
We'll say a zip. We'll give him an ounce.
10.8 grams.
Damn.
Okay. I don't want to make this a political show or anything, but all right, dude. 10.8 grams is a felony. What are we doing right now? Like, bro, I might just be going for a long day at the homie's house, okay? And I just want to make sure we had enough, right? That is not a lot of pot, okay? Now, it's not just like a tiny bit of pot, but to me, that it's unreasonable for that to be a felony amount. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like 10.8 grams to be a felony amount is just bullshit, all right? And whoever is behind that in Texas, y'all need to work on that, all right? But listen, Ray Rice, do better, man, all right? Now, obviously,
Can I just ask, why do you keep calling him Ray Rice?
I'm so sorry. Rashee Rice. Get these names.
I was like, damn, he's got like some pent up anger against Ray Rice or something.
No, well, I guess it's just that Rice name just doesn't. Them boys get in trouble, man. Them boys get in trouble. Sorry, Rashee Rice. All right, he's a young kid, and I mean, I'm sure everything's gonna be fine. Do you think he gets suspended for this though?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like he'll at least get a 2-game suspension. I'm sure. Like that's what I think is gonna happen, to be real.
2-game suspension sounds around the ballpark. Because I mean, nothing crazy bad happened. Like nobody died or anything, but it was just incredibly irresponsible of you to just straight up dip. And it was a rental car that he was driving. He was supposed to be the only one driving. Yeah, I don't know.
What did Kamara get last year? I can't remember. How many games did he get? 6.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, but his was physical though.
Or maybe it was 4. It was either 6 or 4.
His was like he hit somebody. So I mean, that's worse. So I can see this one being like a cut in half of Kamara's. You know.
Yeah. Let me see how much his suspension was.
I think it was 4. I had it in fantasy. I'm pretty sure it was 4.
3 games.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree though. 2 games sounds about right. It's just some stupid shit, but obviously very fixable. All right, let's just run through some signings that happened around the league recently. Okay, Colts re-signed Julian Blackmon for 1 year, up to 7.7 mil, 3.2 mil guaranteed. The Jaguars extended Foye Oluokun, a 3-year extension, adding basically the same total of 45 million over the next 4 years, 22.5 guaranteed. And the Panthers, yeah, you know how they were being all cheap? They were like, screw this guy, Brian Burns. Well, they did break the bank for Derek Brown this week. 4 years, 96 million, 63 million guaranteed. It is good to be a very strong interior defensive lineman in the NFL right now because they are getting paid. Okay, and then the Giants re-sign Isaiah Simmons. I'm not sure what the contract details are there, but I know it's not going to be a hefty payday there. It'll be probably low-end starter money. Eagles bring back Avonte Maddox on a 1-year deal. They drafted this guy. He's been hanging around. He's actually started on the outside for a little bit, but he's basically a nickel back for them now. And also the Eagles extended Jordan Malachi, their left tackle, 3 years, 66 million, 48 million guaranteed. You know what I didn't know about this guy? Because the Chiefs also, they signed a rugby player recently. His name's Luis Reese-Zammit. And then I started looking at like the other rugby players because obviously I don't remember who the guy the 49ers had. The dude that used to return punts for a little bit. And he was like a fullback. What was his name?
Dude, he was a one hit, or not even one hit, but he was just a 1 season guy. And I remember that. I remember us signing him like they thought it was going to like work out. And
he had a lot of hype. People thought he was going to be like a nice little secret weapon for you guys. And he was real mid. So I kind of assumed that like nobody had worked out from that type of situation, but that's not true. Jordan Malachi was a rugby player. I had no idea. And I saw the highlights of him. Dude, this guy's a left tackle playing rugby, just out there running, smashing people, bro. It's insane that he's worked out like that. But hey, all power to him. So I just thought it was interesting. He gets this huge extension at the same time the Chiefs signed this guy, Luis Reese-Zammit. I have no idea what this guy's going to play. I'm going to assume the same type of fullback, tight end type of role, maybe some special teams touches or something like that. But no idea. Chiefs also signed Carson Wentz to a 1-year, $3.3 million backup deal. Apparently, the Chiefs actually tried to sign him last offseason, and he told them he still sees himself as a starter. And then they obviously went and signed, I believe it was Blaine Gabbert was their backup last year. So he ended up not playing for them, but I just thought that was an interesting note because obviously Carson Wentz has accepted his fate as a backup quarterback. Also, I don't know if you know this, but excuse me. Sorry, I had a little lump in my throat. I needed a little water. The Chiefs and the Royals, there's actually rumors that they might leave Kansas City after the city denied a new stadium. And did you know that the Dallas mayor was like, hey, we'd welcome the Chiefs here with open arms. We can support 2 football teams here in Dallas, Texas. I didn't know that the Chiefs used to play there. Did you know that?
The Chiefs used to what?
Play in Dallas, Texas?
No, but I mean, the only reason that the Dallas mayor said that is because they have Patrick Mahomes right now. I guarantee as soon as they get this next, if they bust on the next QB after Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna be like, yeah, can y'all move out again? Yeah, everybody wants Patty Mahomes to play in their city and bring him revenue. Like, he's just thinking about revenue and just taking people's money from the Pat Mahomes hype and shit. Like, dude, come on. Like, you're gonna put it's supposed to be America's team. You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna talk about bringing the Chiefs here. Like, dude, fuck out of here. Like,
but listen, if the Chiefs did go there, could they overtake the Cowboys as the most popular team in Dallas?
But why would you even want to watch that? Like, what's that gonna look like?
I mean, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying, if the Chiefs did it, could they overtake Dallas and become the most popular team in Dallas?
Because as long as that fucking hoe bag Swift is over there, then yeah, they're gonna make some fucking money and make some people show up. Like, are you serious, dude? That bitch alone brings in like 9 billion people to everything she goes to. So I mean,
okay, I'm just asking. I'm asking.
I'm learning new things left and right. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, dog, like, what are we doing? Don't do that. Like, let him go to like North Dakota instead, or you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, just let him go somewhere else. Let's not do this double sit. Like, no one likes the Chargers.
I hate it every single time. Like the New York Giants and Jets. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Same with the Yankees and the Mets. I'm like, this is just stupid. Like, why? Give them one fucking team. That's dumb. But yeah, it pisses me off too.
It's because we're such a big city, and now people can like different things. Like, man, that'd be a lot more fun.
There's cities that would die for one of these teams, and you're going to give somebody 2? Are you serious right now? You stole a team from St. Louis and San Diego. San Diego wasn't big enough for you. I just don't understand sometimes. I really don't. But listen, first of all, let me start with the news with the Chiefs and the Royals maybe leaving Kansas City. First of all, if you're the city of Kansas, if you're Kansas City, okay, and you denied a stadium to the Chiefs, you're an idiot. Yeah. All right, are you serious right now? I'm sorry, it's the norm for cities to pay for new stadiums because the team doesn't own the stadium. You own the stadium. If you don't want to own the stadium, sell it to the owner, okay? But until you do that, like, bro, and your team is winning this many Super Bowls, if you lose the Chiefs, you're going to feel like a fucking idiot, all right? You are. You know how bad – if I was a Chiefs fan living in Kansas City and the Chiefs left us, I'd have to leave myself, I feel like. Because, like, how can I live here and look at these people that are in charge of this place and respect you in any way? You're just a complete moron. So, yeah, I don't listen. I'll let you know right now, as a representative of the city of Jacksonville, we would also welcome the Kansas City Chiefs to Jacksonville. And yes, I know what I said about a city having 2 football teams. I don't give a shit. Okay, come on down, Patty Cake Mahomes. I'll enjoy a Super Bowl parade. Whatever. Jesus, man. Some fucking people, bro. Some fucking people. All right.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like that denial. Sorry, real quick, just to end on that.
No, you're good.
Like that denial, that make it sound like they're not going to make money off it. Like, dude, it's the NFL. Everybody's making money. Who's not making money in that deal? You know what I mean? Like, owners making money, cities making money. Like, come on. Like, yeah, you won't get an immediate return on investment, but it's basically like, dude, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But just a couple of last signings. Excuse me. Raheem Mostert did a 2-year restructure, $9 million. It got him a little bit of a raise. I don't really know what it did with the cap situation, but they did it for a reason, worth noting. And then also the Dolphins are OBJ to the Dolphins picking up steam. It hasn't been finalized or anything, but it looks like it's a one-man race for the Dolphins for OBJ. I think that's also a perfect situation for him because, listen, they really don't need anything out of you. They already have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but you can be that extra guy that nobody's paying attention to and gets those wide open touches, those easy touchdowns, and you can just enjoy life. And also you live in Miami, and let me tell you, it's nice living in Jacksonville. I can only imagine. It's probably even nicer to live in Miami, especially if you're rich, okay? Let me tell you, that would be a cool city to be rich in, all right? But that's all the signings that we got. All right, just a couple little more tidbits before we get out of here. All right. Obviously, if anybody's been keeping up with March Madness, which I'm gonna let you know straight up, I have not. Okay, but this guy DJ Burns, he is a dog. All right, this dude is huge, and he just bodies people in the middle of the court, and he is building up steam. If I started that sentence, I said DJ Burns is building up steam. Can I finish that sentence? As what?
To beat the hell out of Travis Kelce going down the middle.
Well, I mean, he's a basketball player.
I know, I'm joking.
Well, you would actually be fucking right because they're saying that he's building a lot of interest from NFL teams right now. And I looked it up. He's actually building no interest really from basketball teams right now. And he's playing really well, but they say like his style just doesn't fit the NBA. And maybe he'll be a late round draft pick. He says that his goal is the NBA, but he's building NFL interest, and I just find that interesting and worth noting. There have been other guys that have done it. I think Julius Thomas didn't. He just played college basketball, but I'm pretty sure he played high school football. DJ Burns has never played football, and I just think it's interesting because we look at like the rugby players, and you see these guys that try to like switch sports. It's not easy, man. I mean, you got to learn the technique of it all, but. It sounds like DJ Burns would get a chance in the NFL. I just find it interesting because, like, you can play college football right now, though. You know, like we could see what you have right now if you just play. But I don't know. Too busy playing basketball, I guess. Too busy playing basketball.
Ball is life for him, you know.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, couple more topics here. All right, Shedeur Sanders. Okay, in the news. First of all, he bought like $100K Cybertruck. Let me start by saying, if you saw that on Twitter, I think that truck looks so fucking ugly. I don't know how somebody would spend $100K on that, but whatever, bro. Terrible choice in trucks, whatever. All right, I think the guy's a pretty good athlete, good prospect, good QB prospect. But Dion was recently on a podcast, and he said that him and Travis Hunter, who are both going to end up going in the 2025 draft, that they're not going to just any fucking team. All right. We will pull an Eli Manning if you are some dipshit in some dipshit organization. All right. Give me your thoughts on rejecting dipshits if you're an NFL prospect?
I love it because I'm really convinced that my team's not one of those dipshits. John Lynch is the man, and we got Kyle calling the play. So, I mean, I'm sure Dion will be like, yeah, I'm cool with you working with Kyle. So, I mean, that'd be sweet. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm very curious to see what that means for, the rest of the league. Like, I'm sure that some GMs right now are probably like, man, motherfucker. Like, they're just so bummed out. Like, he thinks I'm a dickhead. I already fucking know it. Dion doesn't like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're going to be the stars of next year's draft for sure. I feel like him, Travis Hunter, even I'm blanking on the safety's name. That's the other son, but I have a feeling that he's also going to end up with a lot of hype going into that draft. But all right, we're going to try something new here, okay? And then we're going to close out the show. First of all, thank you for everybody watching. We have 31 people watching us right now. I have no idea how. I don't know. If you guys are on here, shoot us a comment or something so I know you're a real person, because honestly, it doesn't even make sense. It's all coming from Twitter, but I have a feeling like we got some bots in here or something, because we don't have any comments And 31 people, that's just a high number. That's just a high number for a couple of stooges. All right. But speaking of stooges, we're going to turn our show to another stooges show because something really funny happened. All right. First of all, if you watch the ESPN broadcast, all of their football games, one with Dan Orlovsky calling the games, obviously he already had some tooting controversies on air, if you know what I mean. If you watch the game, you know what I mean. So let's just take a look at this interview that he had from McAfee. And can I, if I play this video and you don't hear anything, just let me know so that we can just end it because
You farted into your phone.
That was nuts.
One on everything.
Two. Almost a full two.
Dude.
Almost a full two. Hold on, bud. We'll replay it. Hey, hold on, Dan. Hold on. Are you in the car alone right now?
Absolutely. On everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now there's nobody else around you.
Nope.
Okay, there's nobody around you.
Yeah.
Listen to this clip. This is you just moments ago.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially. Like it's
I mean, undeniable.
you guys definitely just freaking idiots.
We swear.
You guys
No.
1,000%
No.
just made that up.
No, we swear. We swear.
No way.
So no one did that,
That was a cartoon.
What did you eat? What did you eat?
I haven't even ate
That was Dan. That was out of a movie, Dan. That was out of. You know how they like score things and it makes sounds?
Yeah.
That would be the fart sound.
Yeah, Looney Tunes fart. Like on YouTube.
I give you my word on everything. I give you my word on everything that I did not fart.
Okay, Dan's a liar.
Your words
Can we
were
run this back one more time?
Hold on.
Well, Dan, okay, keep saying that, Dan. All right, please, for the everybody. We might have misheard that last time.
Yeah. That's a good
Okay,
point.
let's
That's
be
a good
quiet,
Yep.
please. Let's allow the clip to run. The clip is running.
It
Dan-
sounds like it does.
Well,
Yo, yeah.
coming
I'm
off now.
Ladies and gentlemen, just moments ago, Dan Orlovsky's ass made an appearance.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, like it's
That's a fart, brother.
that's
Send him some
totally made up.
That's a
That
fart,
is
brother. We got you.
1,000%. That is 1,000% made up by you
Dan,
guys.
listen, Dan. It just so happens to
No,
be.
I'm not. No, I can't believe you friggin' did this.
Dan,
Dude, no.
we didn't do
this.
And if you didn't feel that coming out of you,
swear.
you need to go to a doctor.
Yeah.
You need to go to a doctor ASAP if you didn't even notice what your butt just did. And that's another
I can't
conversation.
believe you guys.
Hey, if I were you right now, I'd go grab some food ones.
Need 'em.
I think that's going to be a little messy down there, Dan. One more time. Now let's make sure. Let's make sure, okay? Because that sounds like a wet fart.
And we did not. We cannot hammer home enough. We did not make any noise.
He's got leather
Oh, you know
seats.
what it could be?
Oh,
You know
your
what it could be?
ass.
Hold on, what?
No, my windshield wipers. It's raining.
Oh, let's run it again. Let's hear
They're on.
it. Yeah, maybe.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those. Essentially, like
Yeah, that's your butt. Yeah,
Come on, Dan.
that's your butt.
Don't.
Yeah, man.
You've had some of the worst
Windshield
luck.
wipers.
You've had some of the worst luck when it comes to this, Dan.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Come on.
I can't. I don't know what to say. I'm so freaking angry right now, dude.
All right, guys, you get the point here. Okay, Dan Orlovsky live on Pat McAfee. All right, you guys tell me, was it the wipers or did he fart? Because listen, I understand what windshield wipers sound like, but this is the facts. Okay, this is the facts. And he says it was raining outside. I look outside that window and I looked close. I paused it and I tried to like zoom in to the window because you can kind of see outside of there. It didn't look like it was raining, bro. It really didn't. Okay. And he's not driving anywhere. So he acknowledges that he's not driving. Apparently his windshield wipers are auto or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and also you got to factor in the fact that this is the second time this has happened to this man. Okay. I mean, one time, okay. All right. You know, sometimes you hear weird shit in the background. It kind of fucks shit up. But like 2 times, Dan, 2 times. I don't know. It's sus. What do you think? Did he fart?
I don't know. I wish I had to rip one right now just to add to it, you know. But I mean, just say like if it was raining, you wouldn't usually hear the wipers. Like that would maybe make that sound if it was dry outside.
Yeah, if it was dry and your wipers were going right. But I mean, it did sound like wipers. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But I can tell you this: he got a sponsorship from it. The Dude Wipes people reached out to him, and he made a post on Twitter about basically promoting Dude Wipes. So he literally made money because he had this farting controversy.
Yeah, that's what all this is, dude. Are you serious?
It's nice to know that you're out there, Scott, because I wasn't sure if it was all bots, but at least Scott's out there. So we know that there's at least one person watching us right now. But that's it, guys. That's really it for today's show. Next week, we're going to talk all draft. That's going to be the focus of the show. All right. Honestly, I don't know much outside of the top 10, but we're going to dive in. We're going to figure it out together. All right. And it's going to be a good freaking time.
Cool.
Yeah, man, we are rolling up on draft week, and that's always exciting. You know, it's normally more exciting when you're at the top of the draft, but I'll tell you what, I wish we were at the back of the draft like you guys, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, all right, y'all, the 38 people out there, thank you for watching. If any of you are local to Jacksonville and you have any exterior cleaning needs, go ahead and give Bold City Pressure Washing a call. All right. We will take care of everything. 50% off. If you tell me you were watching this show and then you call me for some exterior cleaning services, okay, 50% off.
There we go.
Your price. All right. Just Google in there, Bold City Pressure Washing. You'll see me. Give me a call. We'll take care of whatever you need. That's the show, guys. We appreciate